Hello, fabulous superstar Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of November 2020, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month as part of a very remarkable astrological year. As you know, perhaps of all the signs out there, it's been so powerful for you. Well, some of that very powerful energy is going to come to a crescendo now before it starts to wane. And it is going to be next month that huge changes are taking place for you. So what is going to be happening? The very big news for you, well, it has to do with the fact that both Jupiter and Saturn are going to leave your sign, not to return for many years. Jupiter won't return for about 12 years. And it'll be Saturn that isn't going to return for about almost 3 decades, right? So for a long time to come, another 27 years. So it is now that a lot of this learning around having these 3 powerful planets in your sign, not just Jupiter and Saturn, but Pluto as well, traveling close together. What does that mean for you? How is it now going to change you? What is it now that you are ready to realize about yourself? All of it comes to the surface in a powerful month like this. So let's take it one step at a time, because as we begin this month, we are still working with the energy of that very surprising, somewhat erratic, a lot erratic Halloween full moon that did take place. Now that full moon happened in fellow earth sign Taurus, and that is the energy that you're carrying into this month. So you may want to have a look at last month's videoscope again, because that'll help you to understand what very likely you will be feeling in the first days as we enter now. Very quickly though, on the 3rd, Mercury will go direct. As Mercury goes direct at the very top of your sky, it is going to be a chance for you to understand or get clear or feel as if you are moving forward in a matter related to career or life purpose. It is going to be as Mercury turns direct that you understand the best course of action for you and feel empowered to take those steps. Now, as we navigate further, the very big news for you, perhaps the peak moment of this month, does take place right around the 11th or 12th, depending on where you are on the planet. That is Jupiter meeting Pluto in the sky. This is the final of 3 meetings that these planets have been having throughout this year. They've been dancing in your sign. It was April and June. The first 2 meetings took place then. Now here comes the 3rd and final meeting. These planets are not going to meet again for about 14 years. By then, both planets will have moved on, will no longer be in your sign. And so this is a moment of some intensity. A lot is going to be stirring within your soul. A lot is going to be coming to the surface for you. But the great thing is that this energy is taking place as we move towards a new moon. In fact, right around the 15th of the month, that is when the new moon in a friendship-oriented part of the sky for you is going to be speaking in harmony with this configuration in your sign of Jupiter and Pluto. And what that tells me is, yes, there may be a lot of things going on within you on a level of soul, on a level of desire, on a level of you understanding yourself and what it is that you really want, so much so that for some of you, it may feel rather consuming, but it is going to be a friend, or it is going to be your participation in a group endeavor that is going to help you to realize more fully what your true desire is, but also to help you to actualize it in more practical ways. Now, whether that is through big opportunity, as they say, sometimes it isn't what you know, it's who you know. Well, this new moon, it really is about who you know. And it seems that you know all the right people to make the most of this time. But it can also be a genuine sense of support, a genuine sense of being understood. It is by being able to share your journey with others that you're able to make sense of what you are feeling so profoundly and so deep within. The fact that under the dark of the moon, about a day before, we are going to have Mars going direct as well, which means Mars standing still under the light of the new moon. Well, what that tells me is that you are feeling a deep connection to your past, to your roots, understanding something about where it is that you have come from and how far it is that you've come, now ready to transform into something more authentic and something new. This is a powerful time for you without a doubt. And as much as this month is going to stand out in 2020, it's been such a big year, right? In many ways, I do think that this month is going to stand out for you for many years to come. With all that changes now, with all that you feel now, all that comes to the surface, and all the realizations you have about you. Now, as we navigate to the end of the month, that is when we are going to have a lunar eclipse. Eclipse season will begin. We'll be taking that into next month. Now, that lunar eclipse is taking place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your daily life. So this is about the workplace, the people who surround you there, the type of work you're doing. This is also related to how well you are taking care of yourself. Your health-related habits are covered here. When we have a lunar eclipse, things can change very quickly and very dramatically. There's also a sense of karmicness to what is transpiring at that time. Because it is a lunar eclipse, it tends to bring things to fruition, culmination, and yes, also to a close as well. Because this lunar eclipse is speaking in harmony with Chiron and with Mars, well, it does suggest that what is changing now and perhaps what is coming to a close now, there's something good and empowering about this time. So for some of you, I do think that this is going to represent a change of some habit. Lunar eclipses have you going cold turkey. That's the kind of energy we have here. It is dramatic after all. But there's an understanding that this is what you need to do for your own healing. So it can be a very powerful time. This can also represent an important turning point for you where it comes to a depth of understanding as to what you really do need in the smallest ways, in the ways of your habits, your daily rituals, in order to feel better, to feel transformed, to feel changed, to feel as if you're living authentically in those very small moments and on a level of habit. And as you come to that understanding, in an instant, you could go through a transformation. Now, because this part of the sky is also connected to your daily life in terms of your work and the people you interact with every day, this can bring with it a very dramatic change to your coworkers or your immediate supervisors. It could be that very quickly a person who is someone that you interact with daily, they may leave very suddenly with this lunar eclipse. So there can be changes where it comes to your coworkers, but it may also be clients or customers, whether it is that they're coming very suddenly or going very suddenly. There are changes taking place on that front because of the harmonious connections to Chiron and Mars. Well, it does tell me that there's an understanding that what is changing now is good, and it may change your role with your workplace as well. And again, it looks like you are feeling good and empowered by the changes happening now. Now, where it comes to matters of love, look, on the one hand, we do have Pluto meeting Jupiter. That can go in all kinds of directions, but what tends to really get us riled up and passionate has to do with matters of love. But you add to this, look, we do have Venus about 3 weeks into the month, right around the 21st, moving into a social friendship part of the sky. That tends to be really nice for feeling as if you're able to connect with others, either from friends or through friends. And it is where love and friendship tend to intermingle. But we do have that energy at the very beginning of the month that you're still working with in matters of heart. If it is that you're open to meeting someone new, remember the first days carry that full moon energy of those powerful flirtations I told you about last month. At the same time, though, as we navigate further into this month, especially once Venus changes signs, well, that can bring with it a real understanding as to who it is that you are feeling especially drawn to, a fated pull, if you will, in a particular direction. But for all that, there are powerful emotions, desires playing out within you. But remember, because this is in your sign, a lot of it may have to do with what is happening with you and your learning. How other people factor in, well, that is going to become more evident, more obvious once we navigate 3 weeks and beyond into this month. For those of you who've just started to date somebody, look, the first part of the month is very much about you. On the one hand, coming to a truth of understanding as to who you are and what you really want. What are your truest desires and whether or not this person matches that. There's going to be a desire to be with someone where it feels really authentic and really profound. If you don't have that with this person, it very likely is not going to work. But for all that, once we navigate further into the month, once we get past the 21st, it is either with a friend or through a friend that you're able to feel like you're able to make heart level connections and nurture getting to know this person that much more. And for those of you in an established bond, this can be a powerful time. Yes, we do have that social light energy once Venus changes signs later on in the month. But Pluto meeting Jupiter in your sign, this is going to bring any frustration, any uncertainty right to the surface and a real desire to be more brazenly honest with your partner. And so where it is that things have been not working so great or they could be better, or you are feeling a desire for change within the relationship, all of that is going to come to the surface mid-month. But the great thing is that the energy that supports that is very empowered thanks to that new moon. There's a real sense of companionship, even friendship with your partner that, if nurtured, can help the two of you change in ways that nurtures the bond. What I love about this month for you, well, look, there's so much here. It is a very powerful time. And yet it is one of those moments where it'll feel like a lot of things come to a close or full circle. It is as if a lot of the learning of 2020 comes to a depth of understanding for you now. And as you reach this newfound understanding within you, in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit, from there will spring forward a transformed self. And your life on a day-to-day basis and in so many other ways will start to look different and better. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this every week by logging on to nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded, exclusive videoscopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes and more. All of this in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.